I've worked security for a long time. Schools, warehouses, even a few government buildings. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the night shifts I pulled at the old Charles Camsell Hospital in Edmonton. I didn't believe in ghosts when I started. By the time I left, I wasn't so sure the dead ever really leave. The Camsell isn't your average abandoned hospital. It was built in 1967, right over the ruins of a Jesuit school that had already seen its share of tragedy. For decades, it housed Indigenous patients from across the north, people suffering from tuberculosis, people taken from their communities, most never to return home. By the early 90s, the hospital shut down. What was left behind? Rusted gurneys, broken IV poles, and decades of pain soaked into every wall. The place was sealed off, condemned, but as a guard, I still had to patrol its perimeter. It wasn't supposed to be dangerous. Just quiet, empty. But the Camsell never truly sleeps. It was a cold night in late November when it started. I was outside doing a 2 a.m. round, checking windows and fence lines. The sky was clear, one of those nights where the air cuts right through your jacket. I remember my flashlight catching on the broken glass of a fourth-story window. That's when I heard it, the faint sound of movement inside, a shuffle, then a tap. I looked up, and that's when I saw her. Through the fourth-floor window, halfway across the building, stood the faint outline of a little girl in a white dress. Her skin almost glowed under the moonlight, her hands pressed to the glass as she looked down at me. I froze. Every hair on my body stood up. For maybe 2 seconds, she didn't move. And then she was gone. Just like that. No footsteps, no flicker, nothing. I tried to tell myself it was a trick of light. Maybe my breath in the cold air caught the beam from my flashlight wrong. But deep down, I knew I'd seen something real. Something that wasn't supposed to be there. A few weeks later, we got permission to go inside the building for interior checks. That was my second mistake, saying yes. The air inside was thick with rot. You could smell mildew, burnt plastic, and something metallic, like old blood. Trash was everywhere. Cracked tile, torn insulation, graffiti scrawled across the walls. Some of it looked ritualistic. There were pentagrams drawn in what looked like dried blood, monsters carved into the plaster, and strange animal symbols I couldn't place. My partner was trying to make light of it, cracking jokes about ghost doctors and satanic art. I tried to laugh, but it came out flat. We were halfway down one long, dark hallway, the kind that stretches forever, lined with open doorways, when we saw it. An old secretary's desk at the far end, dusty, covered in yellow papers and cobwebs. We got closer, step by step, our boots crunching on glass. And then, just as we were about to round the desk, the phone on it rang. Not a little static buzz or glitch, a full-on ring. Twice. Loud. Shrill. That building hadn't had working power for years. The phone lines had been cut. We didn't wait around for a third ring. We turned and ran. I don't even remember my feet touching the ground, just the sound of our breathing and the echo of our boots as we tore through that hallway and back outside into the freezing night.
When we finally stopped running, I realized my hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold my flashlight. My partner just kept muttering, "No way, no way," over and over. We sat in the truck for a long time. Neither of us said it, but both of us knew what we'd heard and what we'd seen. I finished out my contract, but I never set foot inside that building again. Even now, years later, I still drive past it sometimes. That huge gray shell standing silent over the city. Its windows dark, its parking lot cracked and overgrown. And every time, I swear I see that same fourth-floor window glowing faintly, like something inside still watches back. The Charles Camsell Hospital is more than just an abandoned building. It's a monument to pain, to lives cut short, and to spirits that never found peace. Some say the little girl was one of the children who never made it home. Others say she's something older, something that's been in that place since before the hospital was even built. All I know is those halls remember. And if you ever find yourself walking past that empty lot at night, look up at the fourth floor. And if you see someone standing there, don't look too long. Because sometimes, the ones still watching are the ones who never left.
You've just witnessed one of Canada's darkest true stories. If you want more tales of the unexplained and the unforgettable, then don't forget to subscribe and step deeper into the dark. This is Northern Nightmares. Sleep tight, if you can.